Hi guys! So I know it's late already, but I guess that's becoming a habit with my videos. I spent a long time today thinking about what I was going to say. I don't think it's any secret who I was hoping to win this election. I also wear my other Nancy Drew shirt today because I really like her. That wasn't evident before. And I thought all day about what I was going to say, what I could say that hasn't already been said, because a lot's been said. I'm sure you know, going on Facebook and YouTube, it's all been said, and a lot of good points have been said. I guess to start off, I had no idea how much I was going to be affected by this outcome. I obviously knew falling asleep last night what was going to happen when I woke up. It was all, you know, unfolding. And I guess I still maybe went to bed a little bit hopeful, you know, Michigan's votes hadn't come in fully, and I don't know, and I laid in bed this morning though, and I knew, before even looking at my phone, I knew, and I had a nightmare last night that I met Donald Trump. It was so weird, and I like yelled at him. It was a weird dream. And it kind of just set the precedent for my mood today. And I just laid in bed for like 10 minutes. It's like, you know, for this time I could just totally be oblivious to what's happened. I can pretend that maybe, you know, this crazy upset happened and she pulled through, and obviously that didn't happen. And I think based on my reaction today, I realized how much I did not prepare for this. I think we all thought that it was, I knew it wasn't going to be as big of a sweep as the media was reporting. I knew it was going to be a little bit more even than that, just from opening my eyes and paying attention to what people were saying. I knew it was going to be close, but I still thought it wouldn't happen. And I'm kind of ashamed now to admit to you that I was really angry at first, and I was mad, and I hated the other side, and I was mad at all the third-party voters, you know, especially in Florida, just like everyone else. I think you saw in my video yesterday. But I can't be. I mean, I wrote a status about this today, and it's obvious that there is a problem with our voting system, and there has been for a very long time. The Electoral College just doesn't work anymore. I mean, the reason it was invented doesn't apply today. There's no need for it. It should be a popular vote, especially if we switch to digital voting. We could have an instantaneous live feed of votes coming in. There's just no need for an Electoral College anymore, other than an attempt to control the party system a little bit better. But and so I do want to say first, I'm really proud of Maine because we are taking a step at removing some of the power of the two-party system. Ranked voting has passed, which is really exciting for Maine, and hopefully as Maine goes, so goes the nation. And for those of you who don't know, ranked voting is basically when we go to vote for a candidate, instead of picking a candidate, we're going to rate them 1 through 3 or 1 through whoever many people are on the candidacy list. And if the #1 person who receives the most #1 votes isn't over 50%, doesn't get over 50% of the votes, we will vote again with the top 2 candidates. And so basically that just guarantees that whoever the winning candidate is received over half of the votes. Which is a huge deal. It's a huge step for making popular vote actually count. And yeah, so I am really excited for Maine about that. And you know, it is a little bit complicated. It's not a perfect process, but it's a way to sort of shake the system up and jumpstart the system. Hopefully one day we won't even need that. We can go back to just a popular vote. But right now it's obvious that something needs to be done. But yeah, just to get back to this election, I was really disappointed. All day I have just felt so weird and just down. And I was thinking about it, and it's not so much that I'm worried about future President Trump. You know, the more I thought about it, and I listened to his acceptance speech and everything, and you know, I'm not so naive to believe all the villainization that has happened towards him. I mean, obviously, it's really hard to respect someone who you feel has been personally disrespectful towards you. It's no secret, like we've all heard audio tapes of interviews, and it's really hard to think that that person will be representing me. But you know, in Hillary's speech, she talks about going into an open mind with this presidency, and I think that's really important. And I think it would be disloyal to my greatest beliefs and my love for my country not to be open-minded with his presidency. I don't know, his acceptance speech did seem very open. I'm aware he didn't write it. I know a speechwriter wrote it. I wish speechwriters would run for president because they always have really great ideas, right? But I don't know. I think, you know, as President Obama said today, the sun came up, we move forward, and we've got about, you know, 2 months to adjust. So as I said, it's not so much that I'm worried about his presidency. I just realized I am just so bummed, seems kind of like a funny word, but I am thoroughly bummed about what didn't happen, what could have been. And you know, I know that it's the wrong thing to say. You know, I know that it's the person that you're voting for that matters and not the gender, obviously. But it just would have been so nice to just finally have bridged that and broken that glass ceiling everyone's talking about. And you know, a lot of my male friends, they don't really get it, and that's okay. And I hope I'm not offending any guy, and I hope that I know this isn't exactly politically correct to say, but unless you are a woman or a girl or just someone who has experienced sexism, especially at the professional level, you don't really understand what this meant to us, and really to everyone who supports equal rights. It just would have been a really big move. And you know, I get it, people saying like, oh, I want a woman as president someday, just not her. I understand, but it's 2016, and I know this, you know, it feels like it should already happened already. But I guess I was born thinking that we were so much further along than we are, and then you grow up and you realize, you know, all these things like, wait, you know, gay people can't get married and there's never been a woman president. Like, I think our generation, we were raised being told these things but never having an example for them, and so it just all felt like all talk, no action. And so it just would be nice for the next generation to say, like, see, you guys are all equal, and here's the proof. Right now it is just a lot of talk, and but it's getting there slowly. And so that's what I'm disappointed in today. Is I just thought today would be the day, and it wasn't, and that's okay, because it's been sadly not even that long that women could vote, so I guess it's going to take a little bit longer to get there. And so I bought this yesterday with the idea that I was going to crack it open when a woman was elected into office. And you know, I was looking at it this morning in the fridge, and I was all sulky and full of pity and depressed and just a sad example of an American, and I realized I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to open this until a woman becomes president. And I told my mom, and so we are going to wait and drink it together, and hopefully it will, I mean, it might be in 4 years, it might be in 8 years, it might be in 20 years, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep it. And it's so funny, like, I wish I had known, just because this was like $9, and if I had known that it was gonna hold such more of a significance and I was gonna be holding on to it for at least 4 more years, I would have bought a nicer bottle of champagne, but I guess it will do. I mean, it's just crazy to think, like, by the time I open this, I might have my own daughter. Not in 4 years, I don't think. I'm just saying if it's in 8 years or more. But that's just really wild. Like, I just thought, I'm just disappointed. But, so what do we do now? We move forward. And we accept that Donald Trump will be our next president. And we ask ourselves how we can better communicate with him. My memory died. Or I ran out of space. You know, I feel like I'm rambling. And I feel like what I'm saying is already been said. But this is my vlog, and so I'm gonna say it my way. Because, you know, I think that in a weird way, maybe this is just wishful thinking, but I just have this feeling like maybe not in the way he expected, but I do think Donald Trump will make America great again, because we're all starting to realize things, and I see more people really understanding the root of the problem now than I ever have. And maybe it's just because I'm aging. I mean, I'm only 24. Maybe every 24-year-old since the dawn of time has felt this way, but I feel like people are really starting to realize, and yeah, maybe this is the stuff we need. This was a crazy election. I don't think anyone doesn't agree with that, and you know, an election like this hasn't happened since the Kennedy-Nixon election, you know, when they started to televise debates, and they started to make it more about the entertainment value and less about the politics and the policies, and that's kind of where it all went downhill. I think we can agree on that. It's become such a circus. Why was Katy Perry singing at the Democrat National Convention? Like, this isn't a concert. These are people's lives, and the fact that we made such a mockery of it is embarrassing. And I know we're not the only country that's doing that right now, but I think we need to get back to the root of it. And, you know, as much as I would have loved to see policy change with Hillary Clinton, and as much as I love her politics, you know, maybe what we really need to move forward faster than we have been is someone who comes and puts a huge bomb into everything. Not literally, but figuratively, and no one knows what's going to happen. And I think the, you know, other branches of government are really worried right now. And I mean, stock markets are falling, and it just feels like the world is ending, but it's a change. And I know that that's what most of the Republicans wanted who voted for Trump. I know that, and I've heard that, and maybe there's something to be said about that. I just hope that my biggest fear, and I hope it doesn't happen, and he said it's not going to, so I hope it doesn't. I just don't want a regression of civil rights that we've had so far. I don't think he would do that. I mean, that would just not be good. I just think we're not going to see policy progress, but maybe we'll see a shakeup. So we move forward, and we recognize the divide is causing a lot of harm to our country. And so, you know, it sounds corny, but we are the United States, and we've overcome a lot, so I think we'll be okay. But I just want the people who feel as if this election was a personal attack against them, I hope they know that most of the country is there for them, Hillary did win the popular vote, and so to think over half the country hates you, that's just not true. And obviously a lot of people who voted for Trump don't hate you either. It's just a matter of priority. I think we all agree that he said racist things and homophobic things, but you know, they agree with his non-political nature, and I'm rambling. I'm not a politician. I'm just a citizen, but I care. And I always have, even as a kid. I've always cared a lot, so I guess I shouldn't be. I'm kind of proud of myself for getting so upset today. You know, I cared about something, that felt good. That's really sad to say. But I feel like I haven't cared that much in a long time. I remember as a kid I used to get really upset when people would insult President Bush. Because, you know, you view the world in black and white as a kid, and I just thought like, oh my god, he is our president, you know, we should be standing behind him, and obviously he has evil policies, but he's our president. I don't know. I was a weird kid. I also cried my eyes out when my uncle told me that he was going to cut down the trees in front of our house because I believed living things should be cut down. I have no idea why I had this flower child nature, because you know, no one in my family is like that, and I grew out of it, but I don't know, I guess, I don't know. Child me just felt really disappointed today. But tomorrow is a new day, and we're gonna be okay. And until then, I will look at this on my shelf every day as a reminder of something to look forward to in the future. I still can't believe it. I only spent $9. I'm really embarrassed. This stuff is good, if you haven't had it. Alright, and I guess I should mention a quick writing update before my battery dies. I didn't do any writing today. I was in such a weird headspace. I kind of just took an MHD, a mental health day, so I might do some writing before Zach comes home. It's Wednesday, so he works really late, but I think I'm just gonna clock this one as just a reboot day, and tomorrow we're gonna make America great again. Or at least libraries great again, because I'm gonna finish my book. I mean, work on my book. I'm not gonna finish it. But I feel motivated. I feel rebooted, like, okay, I'm gonna help make us good. I'm gonna help. I can offer this to the world. I can offer this to my country. That's what I can do. What can you do?